It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your succulent tip of the day. And day two, yeah. Whew, it's been a long one. Day 2 at our neighbors in Chula Vista. And with the help of Terrell and Justice and Greg, we have done some work today. Look at these stumps that the menfolk dug out of the slope. Good Lord. Massive. And we're getting started with the planting of said slope. And I wanted to talk with you a little bit, we're not done, but what my process was. First, we dug in our boulders, and because we had to, and by we I mean they, had to pull the boulders up by hand. We didn't have any equipment. We had to keep them at about 1 foot and smaller. So we dug holes, we planted, how many boulders, Greg, was this?
26.
26 boulders, mostly in groupings of 3. So that was my first step, was to decide where to stage my rock. Then I staged my pedilanthus bracteatus across the top of the wall. That's a wonderful choice up there on top to soften that wall. Those will grow to be quite tall and be very graceful. After the pedilanthus bracteatus, I staged the great big beautiful agave desmettianas. Boom, boom, 1s, 3s, and 5s. So I have 5 of them staged in the landscape. Then after I got the desmettianas in, then I staged my sticks on fire. The Euphorbia tirucalli. You can see 3 of them here. So I always find myself when I'm staging plants working in triangles. You know, it's also important to know how your plants are going to grow. That's another really important thing. So I went with the big things. I did some pescia, this wonderful cactus that gets the beautiful pink blooms on it. I've got 3 of those staged in the landscape. I've got some agave colorata, those beautiful blue toned agaves. 1, 2, 3 staged of those. And the Portulacaria afra-variegata is going to make a wonderful ground cover. And something that I'm using now that's kind of new for me and that I'm very excited about, Tom Jesch's bromeliads. These are ground cover bromeliads. They can take a lot of sun, a lot of heat, a lot of drought, and these are going to spread out on the slope beautifully. Another thing that I've started using for the first time is firewall aloe. It's supposed to be a fantastic ground cover. I've not used it before, so I've got that going up top on the slope. All of the plants that I have on the top tier are tough. The idea behind that is I don't want to go up there any more often than I absolutely have to. So think about that. If you're planting an upslope, the tough stuff goes up top where it can just be what it is with little or no intervention from you. Then some of the more delicate things or things that might need a little attention from time to time are lower and more manageable. Now, what we're going to do tomorrow is we're bringing in about 60 more rocks. Smaller, well, mini boulders, I guess you could call them, that we're going to anchor as footholds when I'm done with the planting. And like I said, we're not done with the planting yet, but when we're done, we'll do the foothold rock so that when we are up here dealing with whatever needs dealt with, we've got a place to put our feet. I really am committed to doing the 3/4 inch burgundy lava in here. It's pretty steep in areas too, so I want to make sure that we've got some plants and some rock in key areas where it tends to be a little slopey. We're also going to stick with the irrigation, the spray irrigation. There's risers going across the top, risers going across the bottom, and the idea is that the spray will meet in the middle. Greg is going to change out these heads to MP rotators, which gives a slower, more efficient rotation, if you will, of water. But because these plants are so tough and they're just not going to need much, this is Chula Vista. You know, the climate is absolutely perfect for these plants. I told the homeowner 3 to 5 minutes once a week, you know, and the plants like to be rinsed, right? So 3 to 5 minutes once a week, give the plants a little water. We should be good to go. May want to up that a little bit in September or October, as those tend to be hot months here, but yeah, I'm not terribly concerned about it. So tomorrow we'll be back with more plants and more rocks. This has been Laura Eubanks, Bentley the Succulent Dog, Greg, Justice, and Terrell, reporting from Chula Vista, California, with your succulent slope of the day.